G'day YouTube, how are we? Perth Astro, Graham speaking. Just got a couple of things I want to talk to you about as far as what's going to be happening in Perth Astro for the next few months, days, weeks, whatever. I've made a video, I've made a web page called perthastro.com.au. It's in the process of being set up. It's not set up at the moment, so don't go looking for it. When I've set it up, I'll launch it on YouTube and post in here. But just one thing I'd like to say to you from the get-go is like and subscribe this YouTube. It is Perth Astro channel YouTube, and this is where you're going to be receiving a lot of your news in the next few months as we move forward. I've made perthastro.com.au specifically to be able to support our community. Also, full disclosure, if I post in some links for Amazon and things like that with some deals and stuff, I receive a commission for that, which part of, not all of it, but part of will go back towards doing things for the Astro community. I'm not sure if you're aware of how long it takes to administer a Facebook group with nearly 10,000 members in it. But the other day I had 200 people join. So it does take up a bit of my time, and I'm always available. Basically, if people message me, I try to get to them. Sometimes Facebook screws it up and I don't receive their messages, which I apologise for if you haven't received anything back from me, but generally I try to get to everybody that messages me. So going back to what we're going to be doing with this YouTube channel is, by the way, like, subscribe to make sure you get all the notifications of all the stuff that's going to come out. I'm going to post it into Perth Astro, probably a Tuesday and a Thursday. There's going to be deals in there for people to buy gear and stuff. I'm going to be making a few recommendations on gear. I'm going to be doing a few reviews and stuff of what we can and can't use and what's good and what isn't. I think the community sort of like, especially the new people, they're crying out for something like this. So I've decided in my wisdom to try and make something happen. Next year, from January, we'll be reinstating our popular events, the Festival of Sausage and Stars. At the beginning, in January and February, we'll be having the Midnights. I don't know if most of you are probably old enough to remember the Midnights, where we used to go to the drive-ins at midnight. Well, for the first few months, the Milky Way doesn't rise until 3 a.m. And then 2 a.m. and then 1 a.m. and then midnight. So we generally have some, and that's in the summer months when it's reasonably cool some nights, other nights it isn't. We'll also be going on camping trips and things like that for the foreseeable future. I think it's good to get these things out of the way in the beginning of the year, because the last few years, even though COVID has played a little bit into what we've been doing, the weather actually hasn't been quite good for us. Every new moon, or every new moon, it's been pretty crappy weather, to be honest. So there hasn't been an awful lot of chances to get out on weekends and stuff. So looking forward to changing that. There's a lovely place to go to. It's called Lake Yen Yening. It's big enough to hold quite a few people because it's quite a way around. and people can, we can go up there, you know, 20 of us, 10 of us, whatever. And when you camp, there's plenty of space out there for people to be able to do astrophotography and not interfere with each other in any way, shape or form. And there's just absolutely heaps of dead trees and all sorts of stuff you can capture with the Milky Way. It's quite stunning, really, Lake Yanyanning. There's no running water, there's nothing there, so if you come out there, you pretty much got to be self-sufficient. There's a toilet there, which is pretty much shouldn't really be a toilet, but it is. I mean, you can use it as long as you go and get a bucket of water out of the lake and carry it up to the thing and tip it down the bowl. You can use the bowl, it's all good. But pretty much if you go camping out there, you've got to bring your own water, your own food, everything, because the nearest town is about 3/4 of an hour away. If you want to head in there and do some local shopping, that's fine. But generally when we get out there, and we'll be running a few of those basically from the beginning of the year. A couple of years back, religiously everyone went to Pumphrey's Bridge for the first Astro outing, and that used to be on Australia Day. I'm not too sure if most people are aware. People talk about the Milky Way season and when it is and when it isn't, and essentially the Milky Way season finishes come November the 20th, it disappears, but by January the 5th it's back out again. Mind you, it doesn't come out till 3-4 o'clock in the morning, but it's back out again. And if you're keen in summer, especially over school holiday time, you can get some really nice shots of the rising Milky Way, you know, all the stars. And if you go and find yourself a nice composition like a dead tree or something at Lake Yanyanning, well, the sky's the limit sort of thing. So I would just encourage everybody to get out there in the beginning of the year instead of leaving it till the winter months when you think the Milky Way core is available. It's not really, especially for the last couple of years. So that's basically what's happening there. Also, I'm going to be doing some merch, like, you know, hoodies and t-shirts and anything that I can think of to promote the astrophotography world in Western Australia here. So that'll all be coming, that'll all be happening. Don't forget I work full time as well, so I'm basically doing this in my spare time, and judging by the amount of people that said that they want it, I'll kind of try and be expediting it as quick as I can. And this is actually the beginning of it all, creating our own Perth Astro YouTube channel where we can do lots of things for the community. If you'd like to see anything, leave it in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. The more people we have like and subscribe within the group, the quicker the name gets out there. We've had a pretty exponential growth for the last 2 years, even though we haven't done really any of events or anything like that. There's been an awful lot of people join. We've gone from about 1,500 people since COVID hit in March 2020 through to now. We're kind of striking the 10,000 mark. So, and a lot of them are still predominantly West Australian based. We haven't had a lot of blow-ins, so to speak. And you guys have been really good for me. You've been keeping an eye on things, and whenever there's something that's pretty shitty, you generally tell me about it and I can block them and get rid of it. So what's something else? Look, there's just endless possibilities. And like I said, full disclosure, the deals that I post from Amazon, if you click on any of those links, it doesn't give me anything then. If you actually buy from that link, and I'll be looking through Amazon trying to find us the best deals. There's daily deals, there's weekly deals, there's monthly deals. there's all sorts of deals, and we can generally get a good price for things. So I would just encourage you to like and subscribe to the Perth Astro channel as quick as you possibly can, and encourage other people within the group to do it. Also try and invite just a couple of friends, you know, if you know someone that likes to look at images and stuff like that, or wants to try and get into it. I want to have giveaways, I want to do lots of things. I want to get, you know, I'd love to get some of the camera people along, but, you know, some of them are... So, I mean, the space, there's not a lot of space in Western Australia. There's a few guys that do this sort of stuff, and most of the camera places are already linked in with them, and they do lots of things with them, so that's cool. This is all about Perth Astro community, so it would be nice if we could get some camera shops and that down to some of our functions, where they can bring some of these lenses down to have a look at. Maybe they can come up with a few deals themselves to offer the group. Anyway, guys, that's about it for me now on a Sunday night. Pretty much I'm going to try and do Tuesdays and Thursdays on the YouTube channel, where I'll put some deals up. Some of the deals only last, by the time I get them out there, 2-3 hours. Unless I kind of do something where the daily deals, but they change at midnight anyway, so we can work that out. There's no big deal. So, all right, so thanks very much, and before you sign off from here, make sure you like and subscribe. Once again, I know I'm pushing it, but that's the only way to get our name out there and to get it happening, is to get a bit of a presence within the YouTube community, is to everybody to hit like and subscribe. The more people that like it, the more people subscribe, the more people it just turns up in their feed, and then we'll draw people to us and we'll be able to do things. So don't forget, in the new year, next weekend, Saturday night, Michael Go is running an event up in Lancelin, and I'm running the one down at Heron Point. I've decided the one I'm going to do down there, if you've got either a full frame camera or a crop camera, if you can bring a wide lens from 20mm and down, there'll be an impromptu how to do a one-row panoramic of the Milky Way. Won't cost you anything. Show you how to set it up, show you how to take the images, and then it's up to you guys to kind of work out the editing, or I'll put something together for you and maybe point you in the direction of some people that do really good editing, and they've already got YouTube channels floating around. But I'll show you how to capture a one-row panorama of the setting Milky Way, and that can be our thing down there for Saturday night. So get along to either or event. Michael runs a pretty good event as well, so he does lots of instructional type stuff. You've only got to ask him a question and he's a full bottle on. He'll help you. The one down at Heron Point won't be as formal, or neither will Michael's, but it'll just be pretty much as the sun goes down and it gets dark, there's only an hour or two before the Milky Way disappears, and even might not even be that long. I haven't checked anything yet, so all I know is on Saturday there's a good chance that we'll get a setting Milky Way, and it'll be for an hour or two and then it'll disappear. So please, if you want to learn how to take a one image or a one row panoramic of the setting Milky Way, come on down, it's free. Okay, so anyway, thanks very much for your time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and put some comments down below, and I'll try and answer as many questions as I can. If I don't know the answer, I'll certainly get back to you. Okay, so thanks for listening and take care and be safe.